look after them when they're in the hospital. There's 7 of us on in a day. We have on average 120, but actually our census can be as high as 160 patients. And we're discharging about 15 people a day and admitting about 15. So one of the issues that's come up, and this ties in with what Fred has said, is our communication leaving hospital. Not just communication between our group, but also the communication leaving hospital. And in fact, about a quarter of patients that leave the hospital don't have a discharge summary done from our group within 72 hours, or 3 days, which is a problem, a big problem, because that's vital, as was mentioned previously, in terms of preventing readmissions. This is our communication between hospitalists in the handovers that Jackie had mentioned. That's one of them, and then our communication with GPs verbally as well, not just the digital format when patients go home. Perfection, basically. And then also not just that, but to increase the consistency between our group members. So one of my ideas was, well, we have this thing called Fluency. We can just auto-populate our templates into that, but it's actually much more complicated than that and run into some barriers. So we have a website, and we can use the website to put those templates in. Some of the other ideas that one of the biggest ones really was to involve the family physicians in getting rid of extra information. What things do you not need to hear from us that you just skim over? So what can we focus on to make our notes more succinct and more efficient? And so we had some surveys that went out to the community GPs, and we also had a meeting which was really productive with the GPs in the community involving hospitalists and emerge docs. And I'm running really short on time, but that meeting was very productive in terms of creating a new template. So what we found was that our goal of 100%, we didn't quite achieve that, but we're doing really well. Explaining the next steps, follow up, and she felt cared for. She felt like she knew what to do next, and I think it just spoke to the work that we're doing. That we're not doing it for ourselves. We're not doing it to get 100% completion. It's actually about the patient and patient care.
Is that something that you endeavor to do?
Yeah, so that was something that came from the meeting with the family physicians. They would love to see us giving copies of their discharge summary, particularly ones that are not really attached. They're going to a walk-in clinic for follow-up, because then they don't really have the EMR access to that paperwork. So there's some hiccups with that, because I basically just asked, okay, unit clerk, can you please print off the discharge summary? And they're actually not allowed to. There's agreements in place. They're not supposed to give out patient information. So actually, physicians, we're autonomous. We kind of do things maybe we're not supposed to, but print off. I wrote the document, and it's their chart, so I'm printing off papers and giving it to them.